to an estate sale this morning. We're gonna try to do this quickly. I have got a lot to do today. Went to the estate sale this morning. It wasn't one during the pictures. As a matter of fact, they were gonna have this next weekend, and he said when he started telling everybody about the procedures and all, he did say that something came up next weekend, so they had to push it to this weekend. So it wasn't gonna go to one, but this one came up. There wasn't a lot in the pictures that set me on fire about going, but I do this is my favorite company. And so I went, got my stuff out of bed. I was the first person there, and actually the fourth person in the door, and Patches is down here. Yeah, Patch. Yeah, she's getting bigger. But she's down here attacking the tripods. So, and my foot. Ow, stop. So, went, got a few things. I had to go get chicken feed after that. And then I was going to go to Hobby Lobby, but I was a few minutes early. They said about 20 minutes before they opened. So I said, I'm going to step down here to Home Depot, which is close by, within the same shopping area. And I'm going to get some spray paint because I got a couple of projects I want to work on. And I didn't know, Patch, quit. I didn't know this. I don't know if it happens at your Home Depot, but this was the first time I've ever had this happen. I went to check out, and of course we were using the self-checkout. The self-checkout, would you stop? Hey, quit. So we were using the self-checkout. I was there. Jason had to work today. So as soon as I scanned the first can of spray paint, it just came up, you need an associate's help. So the lady come over and she scanned her own little barcode thing, and she said, yeah, you have to have you have to put your birthday in now to buy spray paint, because they had caught like 8-year-old kids trying to buy a lot of, like 4 or 5 cans a piece at one time. And they didn't think that was quite kosher. So now, yeah, you have to provide how old you are to buy spray paint. If this world is not getting sadder by the day, I don't know. Anyway, went from there back to Hobby Lobby, bought a few things there. I'm going to show you that. Then I left, had to go back to Home Depot for something for my husband. Then I went to a thrift store and then to Walmart. That's kind of the worst part of the day. And then come home, I had to go to the grocery store, and now I'm here. I've got clothes to washing. I have fed and watered the dog. I got to go outside and let the chickens out. And I'm trying to plant some potatoes. Got to plant some potatoes today. A week and 2 behind on that, so really want to get that done. Anyway, we're going to start with the stuff at the at the estate sale. Like I said, not a lot set me on fire at that sale. There was one thing, and I've seen these in antique stores. I could never figure out the purpose of them. I know what people say they are, which is a knife holder. Looks like a little glass barbell. This one's in great shape. I mean, the teeth are still pretty good on the bell part. It was $6, marked at $6. It's in good shape. That was the only thing I think. Well, they did have a lot of doilies. Be proud of me. I didn't buy a single one. I did look at them, but I didn't buy a single one. So I did buy that. This, I don't know why. I don't usually buy clear glass, but I did this. I thought it was pretty. Don't know what I'm going to do with it. It was $8. But you can see it's not that big. I mean, it's a good size creamer, if it's a creamer. But I liked that. So, and I really didn't think I was going to get a whole lot when I went. These were hanging on up above the kitchen sink, and they weren't marked. I don't even know if they saw them there, but there were several there. I just like these frames and these colors. Well, I lied. I guess I did buy a doily. I bought 2 framed artwork. That's a doily for you. It can be a dust cover and it can be artwork. So I got these 2. I think she charged me that. And for those and this, I think she charged me $1 for those 2. And then this little frame. I don't know who the kid is, but I did make sure I had a kickstand on the frame this time. But I do like the way the frame looks. It is plastic. It's not really old, but I do like the way it looks. So I think she charged me $1 for all of that. This was in the kitchen. I went straight to the kitchen when we got in because in the pictures I had seen boxes of utensils, and I thought maybe there'll be a tomato server or a pie server, you know, those old vintage silver ones. There wasn't. And I looked through it and I went on and I came back, made a couple of trips to the kitchen. I picked this up potato masher, of course. It's not as old as the wooden handle ones, but this I believe is Bakelite. Like red Bakelite. I've never seen that. I've seen butterscotch swirl, brown swirl, but I've never seen this red. So this will probably go for sale. I have a collection, a small collection of potato mashers, but they're all the wooden handle. Probably a little bit older than this, but a Bakelite handle. And it wasn't marked. I don't know. I'll tell you what she charged me at the end. These had candles in them, but I put the candles to the side. I like these. They don't swivel or anything like that. They just, you got a little handle on them. And they were, surprisingly, they were only $4 a piece. There's 2 of them. And they do say, I believe, made in India. So, I like those. This was hanging on a door. It wasn't priced. And I've never really thought about collecting any of them. I just thought it was a cool old find. And it wasn't marked. It was just hanging on a closet door, and I reached down and grabbed it and put it in my bag. Old feather duster. Lumiere. No, what was he? He was the candelabra, right? And then the little tart that he kept trying to get into the linen closet. Wasn't that the, I can't even remember the name now. But yeah, an old feather duster, wooden handled. This is gonna come off. If I put anything else on it, this is just a pipe cleaner. I'll probably put some twine or something on it, but yeah, wooden handle. And then this was underneath the boxes that had the silverware in it. This was underneath it. I didn't see it the first time. And I dug underneath those boxes and I found it. And it is the black and white enamel. It's a little dirty. It does need to be washed. But it's just a slight, it looks like a hospital tray. I thought it was cool. I don't know what I'll do with it. You could put plants on it. If you have plants in your house or something, you could put that to catch the water underneath it. Oh, and this was the last thing. This was outside. They did have several things outside for sale, you know, plant holders and that kind of thing. This was hanging on the front porch. And we went in the carport way. They didn't have us coming in the front door. They had us coming through the carport. And so a lot of people probably passed it by. But as I was walking around the house to check for any more pot holders and that kind of thing, I saw this hanging from the front porch. It did have a hook that was anchored into the brick. And I probably could have asked him for a screwdriver to get it out, but I just didn't. I said, I've got plenty of hooks around here, places we can hang it. And this will be one of those projects that we're gonna probably paint black. But she had this little terracotta pot inside of it painted. And it was $6. So that was the haul from the estate sale. And it was, I believe she charged me $24 for everything. So there was 8, 6, that's 14, wait a minute, that's 10, 18, 22, 23, 24. And I think she missed something because went to, went to Hobby Lobby for one, I kept thinking I'm gonna find myself some bird's nest. I haven't been able to find any in any thrift stores or anything like that. They had some that already had the little pink and blue eggs in it. I didn't want those. They had these over there in their floral section. $2.49 for these 2. And then these were $1.49, the small ones. I wasn't really sure which size I would need, so I thought they're cheap enough. I just bought both of them. I got this because it was hanging there, and I thought I need a new pad. I've got like 5 or 6 of these, but a couple of them are probably going to go in the Goodwill. These was another find. I do have some eggs, but they're the pink and the blue, and I really just wanted neutral colors. This I shouldn't show you because this is going in Jason's Easter basket for my little boy. It's a Lego set that they have in the Easter things, and it's a little helicopter, so I thought it'd be cute. I always get him something and put, get him a basket and put all of his chocolate in it. These are gonna go for my niece, little hair clips. She is a girly girl, and I saw these. This is that velvet. If you watch, what's her name, Danielle over at Homemade Vintage, she loves that velvet ribbon, and I mean, in the right color, so do I, but these are white and purple, mauve, whatever. And then these, excuse me, are just pink and black silk ribbon. But like I said, she's a really girly girl, so She likes the stuff that she can put in her hair and take out just as easily. Half the time you'll see it in her hair, and then you'll see it in her mother's hair. So, I did see some bunny rabbits, and I have to really take out my Easter stuff to see what I have. But I saw this one and I really liked it. And they had 40% off their Easter stuff. You know, it's always the same. Every time they bring out, you know, Christmas or fall or something, there's always automatically 40% off. So 40% off, and he was $20.99. So 40% off of him. I liked him. Then there was this one. They did have some that looked like chocolate bunnies, or they were ceramic, but they were painted dark brown like chocolate. I started to get some of those, but I put them back. Then I got this one, looks like concrete. I'm sure all this is resin. He was $8.49 with another 40% off. With his ears bent back. So those are going to be in the Easter decorations. And I do have to go. I think I have mine out in the shed that I've got to go look at, pull out. So that was the Hobby Lobby haul. I know I'm making a lot of noise, but I'm trying to get this up because the cat will start playing with it in a minute. So I'll put all that up. And then the thrift store. Now the thrift stores have been pretty bare. And this one was just no different. But I have been looking for an old wooden frame. Now this isn't old. But it does have its kickstand. And I really don't need the kickstand. I don't know why I was so busy looking for one. They had several that didn't have one, that had been torn off or whatever. It was like $1. I should have picked one of those up. But this was $2 for an 8x10. Because if you've watched for any time, you know that I like all things World War II. My grandfather fought in World War II and has a Purple Heart from it. And we were trying to figure out how we could get his service records or find out where he had been injured. So we sent in a request for them. We didn't have a service number though. And they said they were going to try to do what they could. However, somewhere, wherever they were keeping the records, I think the armies back in the 40s, 50s, 60s, somewhere around that, wherever it was burned, or caught on fire and it burned. They didn't burn them intentionally. It was a building that caught on fire and it burned, I think. And it burned the Army's records, some of the Army's records from that time period. So they were trying to find something of his, but having a service number would have helped. So I inherited, my mother gave it to me. She got it from her brother who got it after my grandfather died. She got it from him. I got it. It's in my shed. And inside of it is not as much old stuff as I had hoped when we first opened it up. Just old paperwork, receipts from where they lived in Headland and they were peanut farmers. But amongst some of that stuff was his formal, honorable discharge. It also had his ribbons that he would have worn on his uniform. So I have his honorable discharge paperwork. It's over there. And that's, if I've ever shown you that over there above that cabinet, I do have someone's discharge paperwork that I found at an estate sale. Nobody to do with me, but it was a World War II discharge paper, and I thought this doesn't need to be folded up on someone's crate somewhere in a garage. So I brought it home and put it in a frame, and it's over there with all my other military pictures. So now I have my grandfather's that I can put up there as well. So that's why I was looking for that frame. I also found this, the light that we changed in the laundry room. The light itself, the light fixture, I got from an estate sale for like $3. But this one, I saw this one today, and this one looks a little more authentic to me, like the schoolroom or the old vintage school lights. We have one. I don't know if I can show you. Yep, right there. I think we got that from HomeDepot.com, not from the store. I think we got it from online. I think. I might have gotten them somewhere else. I don't know. Anyway, this was in the thrift store for $2. But it is a globe. But to me, it just looks more time period correct. It is even a little bit, excuse me. Hey! Excuse me. It's even a little more cream colored. The other one's a lot more whiter. So I am going to take that one off and see if this one will fit there and look a little, it's funny. It looks similar, but to me, this is just a different shape. It just looks like a different time period. So for $2, I mean, I couldn't help that. And that was all I bought, $4 at the Restore thrift store, or Rescue thrift store, one of those two. Now, that is all for this haul. What I'm gonna do, I think, and include, because we are doing some decorates, we're decorating, changing some stuff around. So I have decorated my commode cabinet that's over here underneath our thermostat. I've already done it, but I'm thinking about taking it apart, taking a picture of it, taking it apart, and then showing you how we decorated it, just to go along with this video, and then save the corner cabinet and everything else for a different video. So anyway, hold on for that. And if I forget later on, thank you for watching, and we hope you come back. So we'll get to that in just a second. All right, so we're doing our decorating for spring/Easter here on this commode cabinet. I'm gonna pivot you just a little bit. You can see there's a nail right here underneath our thermostat. We're gonna put a picture, but I was gonna show you the crocks. That crock was on my tri-corner cabinet there for a while, and I've moved it to do decorating over there. You can see Shorty over living his best life. And it's just got a riser in the big crock, and it's sitting on it. So that's all. I've thought about putting flowers in it, but I haven't found the flowers that I want to do. So there's a commode cabinet. We've dusted it. I've kept the same linen on it that was on it before. Let's see if I can get you up here where you can see the picture. We just kept the same little runner because it's a short enough runner. So this is a picture. We're changing out pictures. I had another picture there for winter. This is, I like that green, and I like the subject matter because of it's just a little bitty mom and pop grocery store. You know, back before Walmart and Piggly Wiggly became a thing. So we're going to start off with that. And I don't know if that's straight or not. There we go. Now, I got this idea from a picture that I saw on a page on Facebook. It was a display of ironstone pictures, and I have a few. So this is where that came from. I have this box. It's a wooden box. My husband got this at an auction. He got it with another box. He didn't want this one. So I kind of inherited it. And I haven't had a lot of opportunity to do some really good decorating with it. But this is a way of kind of doubling the shelf. So we're going to put it right up in the back because I don't want anything to fall off. And now we're going to put our ironstone pictures on it. Mostly ironstone pictures. There'll be a few of other things. And this is not all of my pictures, but this one I got at an antique store. It does have a crack. I've shown you this one before. It has no maker's mark. Just a plain one. This one I got at an estate sale, probably $1 or $2. So just a miniature version of that one. And you can see its maker's mark and a little rope detail. Slightly off color from this one. Now in the box itself, this I got in an auction lot box, just a box of crap. You know, they sell at auction. You may want one or two things, but you have to take everything else in it. This is one of the things. It's a riser. This is a candle holder that we got from Kirkland's or Bath and Body Works or something. We're putting those in the corners. And we're going to put 2 more pictures in there. This picture I got, I want to safely across Florida. It does have its metal marks and stains. Has its little rope detail, no marker. I think we're going to go against that. Put it on the side. And then this one, no mark. And this is just a plain one. You can find them anywhere. We're going to go that way. So the handles are actually facing each other. This is one of my favorite pictures. That duckbill pour spout. The handle. And you see it has its own maker's mark there. But it is nicely stained. See it mostly on the inside there. It's going to go in the middle. So that's the end of the pictures. This I got at an estate sale a few years back. I won't say a few years. Maybe last year, year before. Maybe year before. A couple of years. Anyway, it does have made in Japan stamped on it. And it does have its label. It's nicely stained. I don't know if you can see it that well with the lighting. That's going to go there. And now our one piece of Easter. I bought this at an estate sale. It was painted up different colors. And the minute I saw it, I thought project piece. I did bring it home and painted a color, cream white, and then just antiqued it with a little dark wax and clear coated it. But you can see him happy as he can be with his carrot. And these are just hiding the risers, really. Now, for a little color up top, and all these greens are slightly different. Bothers me a little bit, but I think I can live with it. We've got a couple of books. Some of my favorite books, some of my favorite green books from estate sales. And then we're going to use, this is just a terracotta pot. Doesn't have a lot of patina to it, or no patina to it. It had a fake flower in it, and we chunked the fake flower and kept the pot. Anything that I have that has patina is already outside awaiting a flower of spring. So we're going with that one. And then this, I bought this in the store. I've used this all over the place. It's just for greenery. And I did notice that I have chipped it somehow, somewhere. So it's just a nice thing to stick in if you want a little greenery. And another spot of color is just this little flower frog on top is green. And then the other one is more of a silver. That knocking, if you hear it, we've got a lot of wind. I'm going to have to go out there and move it. Our rocking chairs on the front porch, one of them sitting in the window. This, I got this at the Goodwill. I've shown it to you before. It's a little glass with a gold rim. And a battery-powered candle. I do like the contrast of clear glass and white and wood. So that's it for the shelf itself. On the bottom or next to the shelf, we're going to add some of my pieces I'm most proud of is my potato mashers. Bought this one at an antique store, 14, 15 bucks. I bought this one at an antique store for 20. And then I got this one at an estate sale for $5, $6, $7. Now, this one is a little round on the tip, so we're going to have to kind of brace it so it doesn't roll over. We'll figure it out one way. Come on. Stand up. Haven't had a problem with it until now. Every time I do this, it'll do it just fine. And now it doesn't want to stand up straight. Anyway, we're also going to use a little fancy frame. I've used this a time or two around the house. It's my mother and her mother. And a little fancy plastic frame. I got it at a thrift store for $1.99. So still got the price tag on it. And then the other cup that I got at the Goodwill, the clear glass with the gold, and another candle. I'm going to go ahead and turn those on because it's getting darker in here. The weather, like I said, it's just it's dreary and gray. So that is our, let me turn down the light, get a full effect of those candles. That is our nod to Easter and spring on the commode cabinet. There will be more things decorated for Easter that we just started with this. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope we see you back again. Please leave a comment and recommend us to a friend. Thank you.